Uncle Arthur? Who is it? It's me, Annabelle. Are you alright? I hope you're fine. We received another medical bill in the mail from the doctors at the hospital, and they want more money. I think everything is going to be just fine. Yeah, everything is going to be just fine. I have an idea. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? He is not going to make it if we don't pay the bills. I don't know what I'm going to do. He's so sick. He's so sick. I'm so afraid. What I'm going to do. Here's an idea. That is an idea. That is an idea. Up. Looks like a pigsty. Oh, hello, Watson. Mrs. Hudson was saying that yesterday. Oh, by the way, you got a letter. Here. So, Holmes, what does it say? Dear Mr. Holmes,
it may interest you to know that there will be a matter of exceptional criminality very soon in the precinct of Kensington Gardens at 12 o'clock noon on June 2nd. There you will see, or rather not see, this event take place. I will look for you there. I assure you, you will be baffled. Yours, the Fairy Queen.
What do you think of this, Watson? Well, I don't know, Holmes. Maybe they're trying to lead you into a trap. What self-respecting criminal would tell you what they're going to be doing before the crime was even committed? That's a good point, Watson. This criminal must be arrogant enough to think that he will be able to defeat me at my own game. So what does he mean by calling himself the Fairy Queen? It sounds like Watson, I think it's safe to assume that the writer is not male. Anyways, would you choose a pen name like the Fairy Queen? Exactly my point. Besides, the handwriting's all wrong. So, Holmes, do you think it's a woman? Undoubtedly so, Watson, unless I'm very much mistaken. So, Holmes, are we actually going to be going to Kensington Gardens at noon? On the contrary, dear Watson, we're going right now. Come along now, dear friend. The game is afoot. Well, here we are in Kensington Gardens, Holmes. Now, what are we going to do now? It's only 11. Shh, Watson. We need to wait on the hide for the Fairy Queen so we can set a trap of our own. Now hide, Watson! Fast! Holmes, I see a woman! So do I, Watson. Now be quiet so we can hear what she's saying. She's talking to herself.
Oh, I'm so worried about this plan. I know it'll save Uncle Arthur, but I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do. I really hope that it works. Oh no.
Quick, Watson, let's follow her. Come on, Watson. She's getting away. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Long gone, we lost her. Oh, I'm sorry, Holmes. No matter, Watson. What time is it? It's 1 till noon! Did you hear that, Holmes? I guess I did, Watson. And I think this case is much more than we originally thought. Now let's go investigate it. Oh my gosh. Again. Did you cause this?
No, there was this giant explosion and the roof of this greenhouse just flew off, and I don't know what happened, but oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, right. Are you the fairy queen? Watson, you don't be so quick to judge. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm all right. A little scared, but all right. Thank you.
Watson, this is not the fairy queen. How are you so sure? To quote the letter, this is certainly not baffling. I think we've seen all we need to see here. Will you accompany us back to Baker Street, madam?
Oh yes, thank you. That would be much appreciated.
So what's your name?
My name is Annabelle Smith.
So tell me, Miss Smith, what brought you to Kensington Gardens today?
Well, Mr. Holmes, I wish I could tell you, but I'm not sure that I can.
Holmes, she is a perpetrator. She's not going to tell you anything. On the contrary to Watson, she is not a perpetrator. I've already deduced 7 things about her that confirm to me that she is not.
What do you mean by perpetrator, Mr. Holmes?
You made the greenhouse explode. Now don't deny it. Watson, don't point fingers. It is not nice. Holmes, I am not a school kid. Watson, you're missing the point. My point is...
Please, I'm not a perpetrator. I didn't do anything.
Well, you did, Watson. But what are the 7 things actually that you've deduced? I observe that you're wearing a winter hat, which suggests that you haven't had the time or money to get an appropriate hat for the season. I observe your hands as having the residue from the gunpowder from the explosion in the greenhouse, and I see that your hands are bleached from doing dishes and washing clothes more than you used to. I observe you have a bib, which suggests that you are having to protect your clothes because you work with sick. From these things alone, I deduce that you're working with a sick relative and you are financially struggling. So you did do the explosion from the greenhouse because the person who hired you offered you a lot of money.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Holmes. You are amazing. It's true that my Uncle Arthur has been very sick for quite a long time now, and I'm so deeply worried about him. And I was going to sell some of my clothes, including my coat and things, but then I was approached by the salesperson to whom I was about to pawn it, and they said, "Oh, instead of pawning off your clothes, why don't you instead do a job for our boss?" And I said, "But what kind of job?" And well, here I am. I did that. I was just told to put this box in the greenhouse and put some wires together, and I didn't know it would cause an explosion. I really didn't know the full extent of what I was getting into. But in any case, so that's what happened, and I'm so frightened, but I will be paid, hopefully, quite a lot of money, so it should work out all right. It should be enough to cover the hospital bills. So that's why I did it.
Oh, Miss Smith, that's all right. You did what you had to do for your uncle. of the person that hired you?
Well, she goes by the name the Fairy Queen, but I think her real name is...
Miss Smith! Watson, she's dead. But look, what is this? Huh, interesting.
Be well aware, lest sudden mischief ye too rash provoke.
It's a note from Edward Spencer's The Fairy Queen. So what does that have to do with anything? I don't know quite yet. And let's go and find the nearest Bobby to report this incident. And then let's go back to Baker Street. We're not just gonna leave her here, are we? Are we? Wait, what? Now we're back at Baker Street. What do we do now, Holmes? Watson, I'll be back in a few hours. You stand guard at Baker Street. See you later then.
Action.
Hello, Mag. How are you today?
Oh, is that you, Mr. Holmes? Oh, it's good to see you. Are you playing your violin today?
No buskering today, old Meg. I'm on a case. Do you know anything about the Fairy Queen?
Well, as a matter of fact, Mr. Holmes, I got here a piece of paper that I got very interestingly from a lady who gave me a bunch of coins, but they had glitter all over them. They were so sparkly, it was so funny. All right, and he says, I can't read it. Help then, Holy Virgin, Chief of Nine, lay forth out of the everlasting sign the antique rolls which lie hidden still of fairy knights and fairest Tanaquil.
It's more Edmund Spencer,
Jesus, would that be?
a medieval poet that wrote the poem The Fairy Queen.
Oh, I see. So I guess it'd be about fairies then, wouldn't it?
Yes, indeed. But what does this note and the sparkly coins have to do with the woman who calls herself the Fairy Queen?
In the 4 years, Mr. Holmes. Have a good day.
Dr. Watson?
You're coming with me.
But,
No buts. No one argues with the Fairy Queen.
hi, Mr. Bleakman. How's the ship's doing today? Any interesting cargo?
Why, Mr. Holmes, I didn't expect you today. How are you doing? Good to see you, Governor.
Mr. Bleakman, have you heard any interesting news coming through here, like about the Fairy Queen?
I don't know much about that, Mr. Holmes, but I can tell you that 2 days past, there was a really interesting thing that came through here at the shipyard. Really interesting piece of cargo. I tell you, I was telling the missus, it is so unusual to get anything that is made with precious metals these days because, you know, silver's skyrocketing and the price of gold is just beyond comprehension. So when we got this scepter that came through, and it had a strange note that came with it. It says, I for the pass with pleasure forward led Ione to hear the bridge, sweet human seemed in thirds org to scare the something.
Let me read it for myself.
Yeah, Mr. Holmes, that's all I know about the Fairy Queen, is he got this scepter that came through the cargo yard just 2 days past, and yeah, that's about it. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Thank you, Mr. Bleakman. Your help has been invaluable.
Mr. Holmes, you got me off a murder charge. I'll do anything for you. Thank you. Have a good day, Governor.
I wonder what Watson got himself into. Mr. Holmes, Wiggins sent me. My name's Charlie. Oh, hello, Charlie. What news do you have for me today? Here, Mr. Holmes, we got a letter for you, a note for you. Thank you, Charlie. Have a nice day. Oh, here. Take this. Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Watson? Watson? Watson, where are you? Where could he have gone? What? Come. Watson! Why did you do that?
After you, Dr. Watson.
What is this? What are you doing? Let me out! Holmes, come! Help
Sorry,
me!
Dr. Watson. He mayn't be coming.
Watson! Holmes! Watson! What happened? Holmes, you shouldn't have come. It's a trap.
Mr. Holmes, I'm so glad to see you. My name is the Fairy Queen, and I will be your hostess today.
Hostess, are you the Fairy Queen?
Yes, indeed, Mr. Holmes. But do you recognize me?
No, take off your hat.
Now do you recognize me?
Scott, it's Moriarty's daughter!
Yes, indeed, Mr. Holmes. You hit it right on the nail. I am Moriarty's daughter. And don't you deserve everything that I give to you?
What did you give to me?
The gift of life, Mr. Holmes. The gift of life. For a little while. I could have killed you 10 years ago. The same year you killed my father. I was alive back then. I was 20. And I was watching the day you went over the falls with my father. But I was in college. I was sitting in the back and being scorned by all the boys, and I did not want to risk my education, which I valued so deeply, to kill you. But now I'm a little bit more trained. Now I have my doctorate. I went to Cambridge, one of the first women to ever go to Cambridge. Do you know what that's like? In any case, I gave you 10 years, Mr. Holmes. I gave you 10 years, Dr. Watson. But now I have decided that enough is enough, and that which giveth life taketh away also. I am the Fairy Queen. So, this is the end, Mr. Holmes. This is the end.
So why do you call yourself the Fairy Queen anyways?
Edmund Spencer, Mr. Holmes. He's my favorite. I even got myself a scepter so I can whisk around and call myself the Fairy Queen. And I put glitter on all my coins. It's really a riot.
Well, how are you so sure that's my end? How are you sure that's not your end?
So Holmes, I've been planning this day for 10 years. Do you think I'd really give you the opportunity to give you the best of me?
Ha! Miss Moriarty, 2 is better than 1. Watson, run! Get help!
Very foolish, Mr. Holmes. Very foolish. But it's all right. I still have you. And you're not leaving alive.
Wait, is that Colonel Moran?
Where? Mr. Holmes, you won't get away with this!
Well, Watson, at least we escaped with our lives. What will happen to Moriarty's daughter? We'll catch her someday. We always do. Pity about Annabelle Smith, though. I sent a check over to Uncle Arthur's house to help with the medical bills. But we will avenge her, Watson. We will. We will avenge Annabelle Smith.